Hey guys, my name is Jessie and I'm from the Sephora in downtown Portland, and in this video everything is all about big bright doe eyes. So if you want to learn tips and tricks on how to recreate this look, stay tuned. So to start with this routine, I already have my complexion done. To make this doe eye look, the first step I'm going to be doing is going to be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the original formula. I'm going to apply it to my ring finger because I want to be able to distribute this product all over my lid evenly without it being too heavy. Again, you don't need a lot of primer. For me, I'm priming both my lids and my eyebrows because I'm going to be putting makeup on my eyebrows. You're going to go ahead and warm it in between your fingers and gently sweep it all over your eyelid area. You want to apply this product in a very gentle manner, no tugging and no pulling needed. You can also apply it under your eyes if you're going to do like me. I'm going to be applying eyeshadow under my eyes. You can totally get to apply a little bit of the remaining under your eye to make sure it lasts all day. For this step, I'm going to be using the Marc Beauty Omega Gel Powder eyeshadow in the color Daddy-O. What I'm going to be doing with this single eyeshadow is going to be defining my crease. So we want to make sure that we're getting our number 27 brush from Sephora collection and gently sweeping the product from the outside corner of the eye in. And one of the things I love doing is whenever I have a little bit of product left on my brush, I like to flick a little bit outside. That way I can get to elongate with a little bit of shadow. Again, I'm not adding a new product into the brush. I'm just using whatever is remaining on it. That way it looks natural, it looks elongated, but it doesn't look heavy. And we always want to make sure that we stop, we look ourselves in the mirror while we're doing this step, and we want to see if our eyes are symmetrical, if one eye has more pigmentation than the other. We just want to make sure we're taking a break and looking at each eye individually when we finish. Now to add a little bit of definition under my eyes, I'm going to be using the number 13 brush from Sephora collection. Take a little bit of the product and sweep it from outside in without getting to do too much. I just want to make sure that I'm adding a little bit of definition. I don't want to go heavy on it. Another thing I love doing with this brush is since it's so small, you can get to add more definition to that first flick with the fluffy brush. So with this one, you can just go over and elongate from the lower lash line out. Now that I have add definition, I'm going to get another eyeshadow from Marc Beauty, and this is the same. This is Omega Gel Powder eyeshadow in the shade OMG. What I love about these eyeshadows is that they're actually gel to powder. So they feel very nice and velvety on the eyes. They have a 12-hour wear. And what I'm doing with this color precisely, I'm adding a little bit of light and definition to the lid. This I will do with the number 27 brush as well because I don't want to add a heavy pigmentation. I just want to add a nice wash of color that brings out a little bit of light of my eyes. Another fun fact about these eyeshadows is that they're singles, but they're double the size of any other pan that you might find in store. So one thing that you're getting out of this eyeshadow is a lot of product, so you can go ahead and use it everywhere. And last but not least, in this step, I'm going to be adding a little bit more of the OMG eyeshadow under my lash line because I want to make sure that the same light I'm getting on the top, I'm getting it also on the bottom. And just like I did on the first time, I'm going to be using the number 13 brush from Sephora collection. Again, keeping it very simple. I want to make sure that everybody can get to recreate this look at home. Now for my next step, I'm going to be using the Hourglass Scatter Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Reflect. Now what I love about this product is that it has a little bit of shimmer and also glitter, but it looks very polished and it looks very elegant. The best way to apply this gel shadow is by getting a little bit on your ring fingers and warming it up to your lids. If you use a brush, you might get a lot of fallout and you won't get the best out of the product. So using the finger is going to be your best application technique to make sure that you achieve the desired look that you're looking for. It can be either sheer or full coverage. You decide how much you want by the amount of product you're applying. I'm making sure that I'm putting that nice catch of light on the very beginning of my eyes because I want to make sure that it looks very inviting, that it looks like I have a little bit of bright eyes, that I just woke up and I have that perfect shine on my face. Now let's talk about definition. I'm going to be using for this step the Marc Beauty Highliner Gel Eye Crayon Eyeliner in the shade Earthquake. In this case, I'm going to be using the number 22 brush. Go ahead and take my pencil and start swiping the very top of my crayon to make sure that I'm fully saturating my brush. And one of the things I love doing is I love pressing my brush against my hand to take away excess product and also to make it really thin because I want to make sure this wing that I'm doing doesn't add too much weight to my eye. It's just adding definition and elongating my eyes. Now that I'm starting to do my wing line, one of the things I love recommending is starting doing your liner from the outside in because that way you can get to control the amount of product you're using and how long your wing will be. What I love doing is I love going over and following my lower lash line up. And when I get to connect my liner, instead of going all the way to the teardrop, I stop on the very middle. That way I have a subtle wing that elongates the eye, that gives you definition, but it does not add up the drama or the heaviness of a cat eye. What I love about this pencil is you can smudge it, you can smoke it out, or you can line it. Whichever it is, just make sure that you follow the golden rule, which is letting it set for a couple of seconds. One of the tips and tricks I love sharing is placement is key. So make sure you're very comfortable, that you have your elbows on a table, that you have a very steady hand, and also be very patient. We are not good with liners on the very first try. Don't get discouraged if this look is something that you cannot recreate on the very first try. This is something that you really have to practice to be able to recreate it. So with the same liner I used to do my wing, I'm just going to make sure that I tightline the inside of my eyes. Now this is a step that gets to be a little bit hard for some people, but it's because, again, it gets to feel a little bit ticklish on the eyes. The best tip and trick to do this at home is by holding a mirror down almost on your chin. It's like you're looking down to your mirror. That way you can have your eye elongated, you can get to have a full vision of what you're applying, and that way you don't feel like you want to close your eye every time you do it. And I'm going to make sure I'm truly lining the whole upper lid and some of my lower lash line to make sure it connects with my wing. That way it looks a little bit defined. Again, we want to make your eyes look big and open. If we do the whole waterline, that's going to make our eyes appear a little bit smaller. Everyone that knows me knows I'm a brow gal. And for my brows, I'm going to be using Kat Von D Signature Brow Precision Pencil in light brown. And what I love about this pencil, and I obsess over this pencil, is the shape. It has an elliptical shape that you can get to recreate little hair stroke that looks like microbladed brows. And the reason why I use this product a lot is because it looks effortless. It doesn't look like you have product on your eyebrows. It just defines and fluffs your brows really nicely. This spoolie also helps you take away any excess product, and also it's 12-hour wear, so who does not want their eyebrows to be on their face all day? So one of the things that I do with my brows is I follow my hair growth. I make sure that on the very front of my brows, I'm making strokes from the bottom to the top. And when I go to the very end of my brows, I brush them downwards to see what I'm missing on the top of my brow. And I fill them from the upper side downwards. So you want to make sure that you are following your hair growth. That way it looks very natural and it doesn't get to look like you have painted brows. And to set this beautiful brow look, I'm going to be using Surratt's Beauty Expressioniste Brow Pomade. And this is a clear pomade. It looks white, it looks a little bit intimidating when you open it, but this will set clear. Now, the best way to apply this is just by brushing it gently into your brows. And what this does, it's like it creates a nice tease brow look, but it still looks polished. It makes sure that it's a very workable wax, so when you work it into the brows, you will have that definition, you would have that hold, but if you want to brush them one more time during the day, they won't feel sticky and they won't feel hard or heavy. It's more like a moldable wax that you can work with. And again, I make sure that I brush them upwards, because when you brush your eyebrow upwards, if you see the difference, it's crazy. One eye looks bigger than the other one, but it's because my brows are brushed upwards. This creates an illusion of a bigger area to work with. So for my mascara, I'm going to be using Pretty Vulgar's The Feathers Mascara, and this is one of my favorite mascaras so far, but it's because it's vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's gluten-free, and on top of that, it gives you length, volume, and curl. So one of the tips I love sharing is that I love closing my eyes as I apply my mascara. That way I avoid adding a little bit of transfer to my lids. We all hate when that happens, and if you want to avoid it like I do, just make sure you close your eyes when you're applying your mascara. The good thing also is with this mascara, you can add definition to your lower lash line. That way your eyes look a little bit bigger, a little bit bolder, and that way you look like you have nice falsies on without the hassle of having to glue them. Thank you so much for watching. If you love this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and tell me, what are your favorite products to make your eyes look bigger and brighter? Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.